welcome to our fourth annual ceremony of Peace and Remembrance in honor of the students, the young people, the children that we have lost to violence this past year. I am grateful that the mayor and city council president were able to join us in person, as well as members of the Baltimore City delegation and city council who are able to join us virtually. And I would like to give a special welcome to any family members of our students who are with us today. Last year, at this time, we mourned the deaths of 12 city school students due to violence on the streets of our city, a level of loss that seemed inconceivable. But tragically, in the years since, we have lost 9 more of our young people to violence. So, despite our tears, despite our prayers, and despite our determination to change this cycle of violence, the slaughter of our young people continues. Words are really at this stage inadequate to express the outrage in the face of such tragedy, because words alone cannot describe the extent of our loss. 9 families shattered by the loss of their child. And as a mother, I can tell you that the loss of a child is a pain unlike any other pain. 9 young lives of promise cut short, with all of their potential unrealized and all of their dreams unfulfilled. Who has the words to express our sorrow? And who has the wisdom to comfort those who are left behind? What can we do to honor the memory of those we have lost? And what is the answer to the senseless violence that ravages our youth? The voices of these young people have been silenced, but this morning, I am haunted by the echo of their cries for justice. We must speak for them and raise our voices to condemn the culture of violence that injustice engenders. We must demand the justice that they were denied and take action together as a community to secure the justice for every young person in our care. I pray for peace, a peace in which our children can thrive. But I know that peace is unrealized without justice, and that justice is the ultimate dream that still must be fulfilled. Let us commit ourselves this morning to peace, in memory of these 9 precious young lives and our determination that we must lose no more. As the adults of our community, we must work with our young people to find a way to protect the lives and preserve the dreams of our young people, because they are our present joy and they are our future hope. We must take action together to provide them with the opportunity to fulfill their destinies and become everything that God created them to be. That is our prayer. That is our fervent hope. Above all, this is our solemn responsibility, which we must accept in their names. And it's now my pleasure to introduce the mayor of the city of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, and I'd like to invite him to share remarks this morning. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam CEO, and good morning, everyone. While I am honored to be here, we know this is unfortunate and really an unacceptable circumstance to be gathered here again this year to mourn the lives of 9 of our young people. 9 young people who were destined to change not just the future of our city, but the world, who will never be able to live up to their full promise and achieve their dreams. We know that these young people were taken from us way too soon, and there is no excuse for them not to be learning, not to be playing, not to be thriving in our city today. Moments like these are really what keeps me up at night. There is nothing more painful for me than when we lose a young person to violence in our city, because we have to think about what that says about us as a city, where we allow consistently year after year, us as a people, not just city government, not just Baltimore City Schools, but the entire community of Baltimore, to allow young people, children, to be murdered in our city consistently. This really should provide us with a gut check of what we're all willing to do to protect our young people, to allow them to thrive, but also to hold people accountable for what we are doing, what they are doing to our young people. It shouldn't be acceptable that someone can shoot a child and then just walk freely amongst us each and every day. It shouldn't be acceptable that we'll know, some people will know who has shot a child and they won't say anything. Because what if it's your child? What if it's your grandson? What if it's your niece or nephew? We have to be better as a community. These young people, when you see the pain, not just on their families, and we cry for the families, we pray for the families, we're going to work to bring justice for those families. But also when you see the pain on their friends' faces, the ones that they went to school with, we know how deep that pain is. I've been through that pain of losing classmates in our city, losing friends at a young age. It impacts you deeply, and we have to be there to lift our arms and wrap our arms around our entire community, the families, the students, the teachers, to let them know that we're no longer going to accept this. We're going to honor the lives of these 9 young people and all that we've lost over the years by making Baltimore a better place for young people to thrive. Thank you. And now I will introduce our City Council President, Nick Mosley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you to the school CEO, Dr. Santalese. Just like was stated prior, what words will make today right? What can we say? What comments can we do? What initiatives can we take to understand and know the reason that we're standing up here is acceptable? It's not. Violence in our city is unacceptable. But violence as it relates to our young folks must be intolerable. The trauma, the situations, the environments that they're in on a daily basis must be intolerable to every single Baltimore City resident, whether you have a child in Baltimore City Public Schools or not. I think it's a special moment that we have in our city for the mayor of the city of Baltimore and the president of the council to be born and raised in the city of Baltimore, but products of the Baltimore City public school system. I think that sends a very interesting message and creates a very interesting dynamic. Because as Brandon stated, he remembers sitting in that classroom knowing that a child was never going to come back to play with him on the playground or sit with him in the cafeteria or walk home to school or walk home with him after school. He remembers that. Again, violence is unacceptable. But when we talk about violence of the most vulnerable, the most precious, the folks that were going to deliver the future that we all want to see, that we work for on a daily basis, when violence hits them, it's intolerable. So I thank the school CEO for constantly making this message. But I look forward to returning here in a year or in 2 years or in 3 years, however long we have to fight to protect our young folks. With Madam CEO, we have no young folks that are lost in that year. We have to do better, we must do better, and we will do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. And again, thank you, Mayor Scott, just for your words and your presence being here. Right now, it is my pleasure to welcome Student Commissioner Kyrie Sykes, who will be assisting today in what has become our custom, and that is I will read the names of each young person lost this past year, and Commissioner Sykes will sound the bell at each point to represent that each young person lost was not a number and not just a name, but was a person. Alajane Davis, age 16, National Academy Foundation. Keon Stith, age 16, Digital Harbor High School. Tyquan Jones, age 14, Reginald Lewis High School. Jordan Hakeem Daniel, age 16, Patterson High School. Brymar Livingston, age 17, Digital Harbor High School. Jaheim Atkins, age 16, Augusta Fells High School. Irvin Talley, age 16, City Neighbors High School. Jaleel Jones, age 15, Carver Vocational Technical High School. Kenyon Jones, age 17, Renaissance High School. And now I would like to ask everyone to participate and respect a moment of silence. Thank you all. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Koli Tengela, who will come and share spoken word to commemorate the lives of our students. And he is a theater and performing arts instructor from Mount Royal Elementary Middle School.
Thank you, everyone. Madam CEO, Your Honor, the Mayor, City Council President, but most importantly, everyone here with Baltimore City Public Schools and the citizens of Baltimore. I know this is a somber moment, but hopefully my words can bring you a little joy and hope and promise. I used to love sayings like, "It's always darkest before the dawn, and things won't always be this way." But those words seem dry, hollow, and weak when it comes to describing the excruciating pain and agonizing grief of a parent losing a child or a teacher their student. You see, there's certain things that belong together. There's certain things that go together to function, to exist, to be. Are we adults, mothers and fathers, and may I humbly say, teachers, are we still those things if there are no children, young people, to give us that purpose and that meaning? Like a parent who stares at an empty chair at the kitchen table, wondering why her baby isn't there eating their dinner. We educators have had that same experience, staring at an empty desk, trying to understand why. At times we think of them so hard, We reach out only to have their memories slip through our fingers. There's an old African proverb: when an elder dies, it's as if a whole entire library has burnt to the ground. So what is the metaphor when a young person's life is snuffed out too soon? Does a part of the space-time continuum collapse? A beautiful life never to be? Could it have been a future that would finally teach us that love is love, love conquers all, love can stop wars between world nations? A love like that can surely stop violence in our city, create a connection and appreciation of life between all of us in our city. The love I'm talking about can only come when we as a society come together collectively to see all of us as human beings totally. The script needs to be flipped, and I believe in our city, and I know in our school system it has. Instead of asking a person what's wrong with you, we need to ask what happened. What happened to you? To find the reasons of their trauma and pain and prevent a trajectory in their life that could lead it to an end. Now, you all know how we teachers do, so let's review. Repeat after me, please. Instead of asking a person, what's wrong with you? Let's ask, what happened to you? Now it's time to celebrate these amazing angels that have ascended, looking down on us now. Let's talk about this. Whether you're a parent or an educator, you know there are certain children that, like a guided laser missile, will go through your body, find your last nerve, and pluck it. And unfortunately, fortunately, it always seems that child is the one that captures your heart. It's that child that seems to challenge you in every way to be the best you can be. I had a young man, because I teach theater, performing arts, would come in every day late, almost if it was rehearsed for his dramatic entrance. He would look at me and say, "I'm in, so now your class can begin." Yeah. And there was a young lady that said, I'm gonna be like the best actor in your whole class, cause I'm cute all day like that. Look at my edges, they on point. These are the babies with their energies that when they're not there, put a hole in your heart and create a rip in your universe. But right now, let's remember the young people of Baltimore City, what I like to call Baltimore City young people, Baltimoreese. Now, you probably heard this, the magical ability of our children to place a symbol at the ends of words that we as adults would never think of. Follow along with me. When you're a good parent, a good administrator, a good teacher, you have to pull sometimes your baby up. And they get angry, so under their breath, after you are encouraging them and challenge them to be their best, you hear them mumbling things like this. "You do too much. You get on my nerves. And the classic, ladies and gentlemen, and give the syllable at the end for this one. "You irky. That is the energy of our babies. So right now, for all the young people and those who are watching who have lost a child, wherever you are, look up now and imagine seeing their face smiling down on you. And imagine them saying this back to you. The best way for you to honor my life is for you to live your best life and turn up for me because I love you, baby. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. And next, we're going to have Mr. Brandon Booth, who is absolutely the maestro from Connections Academy. His young people usually are the ones we get to hear from, and today we get to hear from him. So I want to thank him for coming and invite you to share with us as well.
This is not at all how we thought it was supposed to be. We had so many plans for you. We had so many dreams. And now you've gone away and left us with a memory of your smile. And nothing we can say and nothing we can do can take away the pain of losing you. But we can cry with hope, we can say goodbye with hope, 'cause we know our goodbye is not the end, oh no. And we can grieve with hope, 'cause we believe with hope there's a place where we'll see your face again. We'll see your face again. Never have I known anything so hard to understand, and never have I questioned more the wisdom of the plan. But through the cloud of tears, I see the Father smile and say, well done. And I imagine you where you wanted most to be, seeing all your dreams come true, 'cause now you're home and now you're free. We can cry with hope, we could say goodbye with hope, 'cause we know our goodbye is not the end, oh no. And we can grieve with hope, 'cause we believe with hope there's a place where we'll see your face again. Oh, we'll see your face again. Oh, we'll see your face again.
Thank you so much, and it's actually hard to have words after that one. That in so many ways seems like the perfect way to end. I will, though, again say thank you to all of the city schools folks who are here today. Thank you again to Mayor Scott, Council President Mosby for joining us. And a big thank you again to Christy Lewis, who every year knows the importance of this event to our community. And I also want to send just heartfelt love to the families of these 9 young people this year. And I think, as the council president said, I am looking forward to the day when we look down the rolls and the number is 0 and we actually won't be here because we won't need to be here, because we will not have lost any young people to violence. But until that time, let us take this opportunity to recommit to action, as well as the words that we spoke today. Thank you all, for all who are with us virtually. Know that your presence is also felt, and we mourn and we heal together as a community. Thank you.